like me, you're starting off with photography and you're on a budget, then keep watching to see how I turn this dining room into a home studio. When it comes to photography, we all have to start from somewhere. At the end of the day, like me, you're probably on a budget. But it doesn't mean to say that you can't start to build up your own professional home studio. I'll take you through some different levels, starting off with a very basic, no budget whatsoever home studio, to something a bit more extravagant where you have got some money to spend on some lighting and a backdrop. Level 1. So let's start off with the basics. Most people, you'll just have your camera, but if you've got a little bit of money to spend, start off with a reflector. Now, this does not have to be an expensive brand. I've actually bought this second hand myself, and it's super useful at reflecting back light onto your subject, especially if you're doing portraits. However, if you don't have enough money to buy a reflector, keep your eye out for things such as white card or polystyrene, because those are also perfect for a reflective surface. And just to show you how easy this is to use, simply unzip it, take it out of the bag, put the bag somewhere else, and voila, that's your reflector. Nothing else is required. And of course, if I want to change the colour, I can do just by simply unzipping it. So I've put my camera down for just 1 second to tell you all about level 2. This level I would describe as having your own backdrop. Now again, if you want to, you can go second hand, and you can go and purchase a backdrop from Amazon, from eBay, or perhaps even look in your local marketplace. Even if you can't afford a second-hand backdrop, there's still alternatives that you can use. If you search for a flat sheet, which is more traditionally used for bed covers, then you'll find these come in huge sizes and can be suitable for even group shots. Now, as mentioned, I got mine second hand, but I've also painted one of my own ones as well, and I have a separate tutorial which I'll link in the description just below. So this is my first backdrop, and as you can see, if I unroll it a little bit, it's just got a fence pattern on it. And this one again, I got a second hand, and it's on a vinyl material which you can easily go and purchase off the internet. It's super lightweight, and this is approximately 1.5 meters tall, or a bit taller. The other thing behind me is my own painted backdrop. Now, I did follow a tutorial to do this, but I tell you what, I am absolutely over the moon with the results of this. As you can see, it's super wide in the first place, so even if I stand up next to it, it's actually tall enough for me. But also, if I unroll it a bit more, you'll see I've gone for a grey colour. This was super cheap to make. In total, it cost me less than £40, which for a first attempt, I thought was quite good. And of course, when it comes to backdrops, you don't need to have a backdrop stand. If these are light enough, what you can do is use masking tape and stick it up on the wall. Right now, we've just reached level 3, yet the only difference between this level and the last level is the fact that we've now got a backdrop stand. Backdrop stands are great. They're easy to store, they're easy to fold down and break down after a shoot, but also it makes using the backdrops even easier and prevents damage to any walls. Backdrop stands can cost in the region of £35 to £40 at the cheaper end, increasing in price for something more professional. But this one, which did actually cost me £35, has done an absolute world of good. And you'll notice that in my hand I am holding a reel of masking tape. If you are using a backdrop stand, or indeed you're not using a backdrop stand and instead are sticking it to the wall, just make sure you're using something like masking tape to prevent any trip hazards and to also prevent marking the wall. Level 4. If you're dealing with harsh light, which admittedly I'm not actually dealing with today, you can use net curtain, or what can be also known as a scrim, to reduce the amount of light that's coming into your home studio. So it's perfect for those summer days where that light is too harsh on your subject. Again, this is super cheap. I bought this from a high street store for less than £2 and it does the trick. And again, you could just hang it over the curtain rail or stick it to a window if required. And so we're now at level 5. Now, all I've done again this time was just ramp it up a little bit and this time add some continuous lighting. Now, I don't have a strobe light because I absolutely love natural light. And I'm filming this about 7:30 in the evening, halfway through summer. So you'll notice that I've got enough light, but if I don't, these particular lights here, again, were second hand. They do the trick. It gives me a bit of extra light that I might need in my photos, and I can effectively get snapping away. So you'll see how much as soon as I switch it on. That's how bright it gets. And I'm sure if I stand back a little bit, you'll see what I mean. You need sunglasses, but it lights up the room perfectly. So I hope you have enjoyed this little level up session on how to create a home studio from scratch. But like I said, you don't actually need to get all brand new equipment. To be honest, you don't even need to start off with any equipment whatsoever. If you love your portraits or you love your couples photography or even outdoor photography, the minimum you need again is just a camera and that reflector. If you found this video useful, then do make sure you give me a little like down below. And also I'd love to hear about your comments as well. So if you have any particular equipment that you love to use, or if you have some backdrops that you really love in your photography, then make sure you let everyone else know. At the end of the day, we've all got to learn from somewhere. So share the love with your fellow photographers. Thanks for watching.